Yoo-hoo and hi and welcome back. It's been a little while since I've done a video. I've had some personal things to take care of, but I'm back and I'm going to start something that I'm calling the Small Setup Series for cinematography. And these are basically shoots that I've done that have been very small setups, whether for budget, lack of space, lack of time, or in the case of what we're going to look at today, COVID being around. So this video is something that I was the DP for in sometime in late 2020, I think, or whenever it was that, we were all getting back to the cameras and filming things. And this client wanted to do this video for a long time, and then COVID hit. So I'm just going to start going through it and kind of talking about how it came together and all of that good stuff. So here we are at the beginning. Now the room that we're in here, the client rented this floor of this building, and before they could move in, New York City shut down completely. So there was nothing in this room that we're filming in but a bunch of tables and chairs all stacked up on top of each other. And it was really the only place that we could shoot this. So we made the best with what we had. This is a small setup because not just because of the lights we used, but also was just me, working camera, and an assistant that I had to set lights up. So very, very small team, if you can even call that a team. So we came in here and on this shot here, this wide shot, there were windows to camera left. So I augmented that with a nice big softbox, which you see in this picture here. And that just did a really good job of just ending up smooth on the side of his face. I'm going to talk about this close up here while we're on it because it was COVID, I was using a zoom lens, so I didn't move the camera any closer to him. This was zoomed in to get this shot. I think I was on a 24-70 for these close-ups, and this would have been 70mm zoom. And I was 10 to 12 feet away from the talent as he was going through this. Here we are in this shot again. Now to fill in the dark side of his face, so camera right, I just shot an aperture up into the white corner, which you can see in this picture here. And that did a really good job of just filling in the darkness on him. It also put some light over on the plants that you see on the left side of the camera. I mean, there was nothing in this room, and we just thought, can we just get any kind of color in here? So we just put the plants in there. And it's what we had to do. Another thing about this shoot is that there was a lot of echo, even though this room was tiny, there was a lot of echo that just made it obvious that, it was being recorded in a small room. So my assistant and I laid out blackout drapes, blackout curtains on the floor to just soak up some of that sound. And you can see them in the shot, and it really made a big difference. So that's always something to think about. If you need to deaden the sound, throw blankets, carpets on the floor, whatever you have. The other thing that I'll say about this is it was basically a 3-light setup. So we've got the big light, the key light on his left. On the right side of the camera was the Aputure bouncing up into the corner and just off the white ceiling and wall and just filling up the space. And then behind him, there's a frosted glass. I tried to lift the camera above the frosted glass because above that there was regular glass, and hit him with a light to separate him from the background, and honestly, it looked really terrible. So I had my assistant just hit that frosted glass with that the 120D. There's just this halo around him, which is really nice, and it draws attention to him. And he's already taking our attention because as soon as the video starts, he's looking right at the camera, he's looking right at the viewer. But this just adds that little bit, that nice halo around him, draws the eyes there. Outside of the halo, everything gets a little bit darker. There's kind of a natural vignetting thing going on there. And I think it came out really well. We didn't want to go for an overly dramatic look and overly shadow and all that. So, the light on the ceiling, on camera right, just bouncing some fresh, clean light in there. One other thing I want to say is this thing to his right, what this actually is like a keyless door entry system. And on the very top of it in the center, there's a little black dot. And that dot is camera, obviously. So we had the added challenge of all the equipment, light stand, camera, microphone, boom stand, all that stuff, directly in front of him for the shoot. And that camera saw everything, saw me standing behind the camera with big headphones on, it saw the lights and all that stuff. So we just had to turn it a little bit. And it looks a little strange, maybe. And you'll see that, some of it's a little out of focus because I was on such a wide focal length for that. But a simple lighting setup, 3-point setup. I hope you learned something and come back for the next one. All right, bye-bye.